So my AH video did really well, much better than I was expecting it to. I was expecting maybe 2,000 views, instead it got 15 and still going. And if you haven't watched that video already, I would really recommend doing that because it gives you some context as to what's going on in this video and kind of just explains some things so you can kind of understand what I'm doing. So the purpose of this little series is to show people how powerful AH flipping is and how much faster it is than most other methods. And then what I'm going to be doing is trading a dirt block into an aspect of the dragons in as little time as possible. So I got this idea from nons in hubs going around saying that, oh, I'm trading a dirt block up to a Midas sword, please give me money. But the difference with this series and those nons is that I'm actually going to be doing it, and it's not just a ploy to get people to donate stuff to me. So before we get started, I have to lay down some rules for this challenge. The first and main rule is that I have to get all of my money from trading. No minions, no mining, no collecting, no nothing. Nothing that a normal Skyblock playthrough would do to get money. Instead, I'm only allowed to trade with other people and use the auction house. The second rule is that I'm not allowed to accept any donations from people because that would kind of ruin the point. The third rule is that I have to use an alt account so people don't know it's me. I don't have MVP++, so I can't use /Nick, and that doesn't work on the auction house anyway, so it wouldn't make much of a difference. And finally, once this series does end and I have the aspect of the dragons, I'm going to be giving it away on my Discord server. So get in the Discord and have a chance to win the aspect of the dragons that came from a dirt block. Link is in the description. So that's about it. I'm sorry for this massive intro. Enjoy the video. We're going to start this off with a little time lapse of me building the island and developing the area so I can start the trading challenge. None of these items that I'm collecting here are going to be used for trading. They're all going to be thrown out at the end and all of my money is going to be trashed. I'm just going to be starting with a single dirt block. I was doing some voiceovers while I was doing all this, but they honestly came out pretty badly, so I'm just going to scrap the audio and do it in post most of the time. The island is now finished and it's time to get rid of all the items I had and start the challenge. I'm going to get rid of all my money by buying wood and chucking it out, and all the items are just going to be chucked into the void. So now that that's done, we're ready to start the challenge. The way I got started and actually got some money in my bank was I went around asking if anyone wanted to trade a single dirt block for 64 dirt blocks. And this isn't exactly a huge ask, so before I knew it I had a couple people trying to trade me 64 dirt blocks. And it's as easy as that. That is how you get started trading a dirt block into an aspect of the dragons. I sold the dirt and tried to do something with the 63 coins I got out of it. Unfortunately, there wasn't really much you can buy for 63 coins, so I had to do the 1 dirt for 64 dirt trade again to get a little bit more money. My man Travis Scott helped me out with this one, but he went a little bit overboard. This is kind of how the trade went. Oh, and by the way, I seem new. First I traded 1 dirt block for 5 stacks of dirt blocks. I then traded 2 stacks of dirt blocks for a magma cube head and a diamond axe. And then my man came to the island and traded me a bunch of runes and a diamond minion for 2 stacks of dirt blocks. All in all, very successful, and that is what I call stonks. I decided it was time to get some more money, so I sold all of my items to the merchant in hopes of being able to bid on some items on the AH. I kept 1 dirt block just in case I needed to trade some more, but I had enough money now that I could start placing some bids. I'd been watching this enchanted book for a while and I decided that if I bought that, it would have potential for some really good profit, so put some bids on and prayed for the best. Unfortunately, this guy was not away, so he put some bids on and I eventually just ran out of patience and money and just kind of gave up. I collected all my money and went to go bid on a lapis chestplate that I'd been watching while I was bidding on the enchanted book. The chestplate was going for 100 coins, and considering that you can sell a lapis chestplate to a merchant for 2,000, this is a really good deal and a really good way for me to get started. I waited until the piece had 2 minutes left and then put a bid on it. I actually ended up winning the lapis chestplate, which was basically how I got started into having at least a little bit of money to work with. Sold that to a merchant for an easy 2k coins. So now I was at the point where I had some money that I could play with and I could really put some bids in to make some serious profit. I bid on some vaccine talismans, but I didn't really make much profit, so we're just going to kind of skip past that. The next decent purchase that I made was another lapis chestplate, but this time for 500 coins. That's still a crazy profit. That's 1,500 coins for free. I sold the chestplate for another 2,000 coins, and just like that, we're at 3,500 coins. I tried to buy some crystal frags, but this guy just kept bidding on it, so I didn't really make anything. I found another lapis chestplate for 500 coins. So this is just how I'm making most of my money right now, just buying lapis for cheap and then selling it to merchants. Seems to work. I was at 5k now and decided to bid on some young frags, but didn't get them, so kind of a waste of time. I collected my money back and went straight on to bid on some more armor pieces. I made a bit of a mistake and bid on a lapis helmet for 1.15k. It didn't actually sell for that much, so it wasn't really worth it. I bought stereo pants for about 16 coins. And I tried to bid on some protector boots for 3k, but none of those bids really went through except the lapis helmet. Unfortunately, the lapis helmet only sold for a k. I thought it would sell for a little bit more, but that's alright. Everyone makes some losses when they're AH flipping. It's about getting more wins than you lose. I decided to put some bids on some jungle axes because sometimes people put a lot of money on them, but you can get them for really cheap, so there's always potential to get a lot of profit with jungle axes. As you can see there, someone put 40k on a jungle axe, which is just insane. And that could happen to anyone, so it's a really good way to start off and make some money. I put the jungle axes back up on AH for a starting bid of 1,500. Usually I don't put starting bids up, but this time I knew people would bid that, so it was just a way to guarantee profit for me. And for whatever reason, I also decided to bid on a magical water bucket. Not sure why, but I think it's because on other profiles I've spent a lot, and I was just going for the chance of someone putting way too much on it. I also bid on a miner chestplate, which is going for quite a lot under market value, and when I sold it, I got about 4 or so k, which is really solid profit. I did some more lapis armor bids, made some profit off that, but we're kind of past that point, so I'm just going to skip to the good stuff. Someone bid 1,500 coins on my jungle axe. Very nice. So it was all going really well. I was buying lots of lapis armor, making profit on that, and I was up at around 12k. I was getting there. I bought some protector frags for 500 coins, which is a really good price, and I put them instantly back up on auction. I also had started bidding on ender armor, trying to get that massive profit that can come with people overpaying. So that was kind of the goal. I sold some more miner armor, and the process just kind of repeated like that for quite a while, and I built up my money. I finally put a proper bid on an ender helmet, and this is where the money starts rolling. I put some bids on about 5 different silver fangs at 1k each, because there's always a chance that someone doesn't know the value of a silver fang and will just overbid so much, and they're really desperate for a silver fang, so you can make some really solid profit by doing that. Unfortunately, I didn't win the bid for the ender helmet, so I put another bid on ender leggings in the hopes that no one is going to outbid me. I actually managed to win that auction for the ender armor, and I instantly put it back up on auction for about 20 or so minutes. Also note that I put the starting bid at 10 coins because I trust that no one is going to let them go for 10 coins, and I'm just trying to reduce the amount of fees I'm paying for the auctions. So you kind of have to decide whether or not to put on a starting bid, but usually it's best not to. And as I said earlier, sometimes people put way too much on magical water buckets, so that's kind of what happened here. Someone put 7,500 coins on the magic water bucket and I made a lot of profit. I put the silver fangs I bought earlier back up for 1,500. I put a starting bid on because I didn't want to lose money, and silver fangs can be really variable with how much they go for. And the ender leggings that I bought for 10k ended up going for 30k, so that just kind of proves how powerful flipping ender armor is for early game. I reinvested all the money I made from those ender leggings back into buying more ender armor so that I can make even more profit. I collected the money from the magical water bucket auction, and guess what I did? Yeah, that's right, I bought more ender armor. I bought a fairy polo earlier for about a k and put it back up, and for some reason people are just bidding it up crazily, so I made a lot of profit on that too. In the end, it went for 10k, which is so much more than I could have imagined it would have gone for, but that kind of stuff just happens when you're AH flipping. Psych, it actually went for 26k. Just kidding. So at this point I was at 50k, I had a lot of auctions going, I was feeling good, I was like, wow, okay, well, I've done pretty well, it's about time to end. But then I noticed someone bid 10k on my Silver Fang, and he just kept bidding, he wouldn't stop. And so the Silver Fang finally ended at 172,000, which is enough to buy a Raider's Axe or any other better weapon, at least an Ember Rod. But this guy wanted his Silver Fang. So at this point I'm pretty rich after collecting the auction, and I'm looking for some more profitable flips. After that, the auction house just kind of died down, there wasn't much going on, it was off-peak time. I put some bids on some Bat Talismans, some Wolf Talismans, Crystal Frags, Wise Frags, a bunch of things like that, but the only profit I really made was on some Bat Talismans. I also did some more Ender Armor flips, I got about 10, 20k, that kind of thing, but nothing too crazy. Which leaves us here after 2.5 hours at 290k. I've had the money in the bank, it's gotten interest a couple times since I did my last bit of AH flipping, but yeah. Here we are, 290k, 2.5 hours, not a bad start to this series. So that's all I have for today. If you did enjoy this video or it helped you in any way, be sure to subscribe, it really helps me out. I'm also giving away 5 mil on my next Twitch stream, so maybe go check that out if you want the chance to win 5 mil. Just saying. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you everyone for watching, bye bye.